thanks, Star, for offering to make a little testimonial about soul contract reading training level 2 and your experiences of it. So I'm just wondering if you'd sort of like to share with people what were your sort of preconceptions or feelings, thoughts about the course before you came along to it, in the weeks leading up to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I really wanted to do the course, and I've been waiting an exceptionally long time to do it, being in Australia, and couldn't get over to the UK, and so I kept on missing out on all the courses being offered. So I had put my name down to do it remotely, so I was just waiting for it all to be set up, really. So I was so excited to do it, overly excited probably because of the long wait that I've had. And I had to do a lot of clearing and releasing before the course, so it was quite intense a few weeks before the course, and I felt that I was preparing myself to absorb the deeper level of transmission that level 2 would give. And so I had to kind of create a vacuum to create space so that I could absorb and accept and integrate the deeper wisdom and knowledge that level 2 provided. So yeah, pressed a few of my buttons beforehand, but I think that was necessary to do that so that it did create that space that I required.
Okay. It sounds pretty standard, what happened there. So when you actually got on the course, because you did it online with web conferencing, how did you find that experience and doing it that way?
Well, I mean, that was a real highlight for me to be able to do it from Australia, obviously, and not pay for airfare to the UK and accommodation, things like that. So I was very grateful for that. And the technicalities worked well, really well. And obviously, first up, it was we had a few glitches, but that was sorted rapidly. So it went from then on smoothly, and I didn't feel like I was separate from the course. Like I didn't feel like, I was in Australia and they were over there and I was missing out on being there. I really felt like we were all a team, all together. And for me, it didn't matter that I was here in Australia. I felt the essence of the training like I was there, really.
Okay, that's great. And how did you find it in terms of the actual course content and experience itself? We were covering name overlays in terms of people's own names and their love relationships and their families and friends and significant people. And how did you find that?
Yeah, well, that was really a gift to do, because we did some live cases, and the insight gained from participating with all the other practitioners was just a joyful experience. And to share that with like-hearted, like-minded people, it doesn't happen very often. So to me, that was a precious gift to be involved in that process of a group soul contract reading, because it doesn't happen very often. And then also with my own case study that I provided, and I gained so much insight in terms of that challenging relationship that I feel we got to a deeper level with that because of that, those so many different perspectives.
And how about when we got onto name optimization? We were trying to find a name that would help someone to really overcome their karmic issues and move towards their goals and accelerate the manifestation of their soul destiny, their life purpose. How did you find that process?
Well, I mean, that was just a joyful experience to be involved in, because that's something precious for someone to have their name optimized and to provide your own insights and guidance, and then learn off from others, and then obviously gain from yourself, Nicholas, what you shared, really, it really made things more clear and more concise, and I felt more confident with the whole process.
Yeah, because we did one live. We did one of the students. We did actually optimize her name in situ. So how was that to observe and experience that going live?
Well, for me, that was one of the real highlights of the course, because that was really precious for me to be involved in that. And I will cherish that particular time that we had on that name optimization. Yeah.
And how about afterwards? What was the effect afterwards, coming down from the high of the course? What happened there?
Well, for me, I dropped density, so I could feel lighter, and I actually weighed lighter. It was the first time I'd weighed under 50 kilos in 3 years, so it was a huge shift density-wise, both physical and spiritual.
Yeah.
And I found that also I was closing off karmic contracts as well. It was happening during and after, and there was a lot of karmic contracts that were closing off because of the soul contract reading course and taking it to a deeper level. And then I found that also I was experiencing the positives of the sevens.
Yeah.
So for me, I've got quite a large number of sevens, and I've been a lot into the negative aspects of the sevens. And I was able to share more on the course, open up on the course, and reveal more of myself. And then I noticed that after the course, I was doing the same. I was more revealing and open and sharing of myself. And then I noticed how the sevens were working clearly. Like I could see people were magnetized to me and wanted to know more about me and ask questions in terms of what am I doing. I'm really interested in my insights, and yeah, it was lovely to experience the positive aspect of the sevens.
Great.
Yeah. And also, as well, I noticed that my karmic balance ratio went up as well, which is the ratio of your karma to your destiny. So I've moved more into my destiny after the soul contract reading.
Yeah.
As well.
How's that sort of been manifesting practically in the world, do you feel?
Well, I'm more determined now to go into my private healing practice full time, and normally when I'm asked to extend contracts, things like that, for what I do now with my IT work, I say yes. And recently I said no, and was quite adamant, even though they tried to convince me to stay. I was quite adamant that no, I really want to go into this full time.
Yeah.
So it helped build the confidence in myself to do that.
Cool. And so overall, how would you summarize the course in terms of the transmission you received and its overall effect? What would be, in a few words, how would you describe that?
Well, Nicholas, I mean, your transmission was really beautiful, because I felt like I was in a loving energy the whole time. And I felt like I was receiving a highlight integration, which is, as you know, part of the light body work. I felt that I was receiving that the whole time, and which makes it blissful. I feel high, almost, as the term high. I feel elevated and expansive, and I was so tired because I was still working my normal hours in Australia and then doing the course. and I felt that the transmission you were giving was really helping me in terms of sustaining me and supporting me, nurturing to be able to do the course in those early hours of the morning. You know, when we got to 4 a.m. and 5 a.m., it was quite a challenge. And without that transmission I received, I just wouldn't have been able to really accept and integrate the level of transmission you were giving me in terms of the high level of soul contract reading, wisdom and insights.
Yeah. Okay, so it really helped.
Yes, it was really beautiful.
Okay. Right, Steph, thank you very much for that wonderful sharing and for your time. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.